Welcome, everybody, to Disney with the Ducks, episode number 92. Tonight, you've got me, John Krull, and I've got with me almost all of the other Ducks. The only one we're missing tonight is Gene, unfortunately, but we've got Lonnie G.
What's up?
Kevin.
Hey, y'all.
Jody.
Hi, friends.
Jeff.
Hi, friends.
And that's it. So we definitely did not save the best for last there, but that's fine. Jeff's got a terrible hat on.
None taken.
All right. So before we get going, we just want to ask everybody to go out and please visit your podcatcher of choice and give us a 5-star review. Write us some good words there, and we'll dig that up and we can read it on a future episode. So we'd love to see, what you guys like about the show, and hopefully there's nothing you dislike, but if you have something you dislike, privately send that to Jeff. It's probably about
me anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you could give us 5 stars, that would help other people find us and help us grow the community a little bit. And also, while you're at it, head over to our Facebook page and join in some of the fun conversation we have over there at Disney with the Ducks. All right. So tonight, just like we do every week, we want to ask a question to kind of get to know each other and let our listeners get to know us a little bit better. We're coming up on Thanksgiving here. It's November 12th when we're recording this. We've got a couple of weeks till Thanksgiving. So one of the questions is, have you ever gone Black Friday shopping? And if so, what's your favorite store to go to? So let's start with you, Jeff.
I have been Black Friday shopping for years, all sorts of iterations of that, from getting up at 2 a.m. on Friday to waiting in line on Thursday nights, depending on when stores opened. Usually there's very little I ever need to buy. I just enjoy going and watching the people. So we'll go stock out a place by the electronics like a Walmart and just watch them kind of go at it just to watch the carnage. It's nothing that we need, but we just enjoy watching. So Riley and I will be there participating this year. Again, nothing I need to buy, but we will be bright and early standing in line at Walmart waiting for the crazes to happen and see what happens and go from there. But yes, we will be there and enjoying the festivities.
All right. Some men just like to watch the world burn, right?
Exactly.
You're watching those folks fight over a $50 50-inch TV.
Exactly.
That's yeah. All right. Jody, what about you?
I have never, ever been Black Friday shopping. I'm not much of a shopper. I host Thanksgiving every single year, have been since Tim and I have been married, which has been 22 years now. So I'm typically exhausted, and we tend to play family games pretty late in the evening on Thanksgiving night. So the idea of getting out there with all the crazies doesn't sound like a fun plan. So I've never once tried it. Never been.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Apparently.
It is exciting. You can get sometimes CDs 2 for $10.
I mean, whew.
There are always deals on Blu-rays now, DVDs, anything you need, really.
That's what I need.
I'll FaceTime you, Jody, whenever we're at Walmart, so you can participate with us.
You can stream live. That will be interesting.
It's almost as bad as the Emporium on the 50th.
Yeah. I wasn't there either.
That was fun.
You can be our on the streets correspondent.
Correct.
Looking for those Black Friday deals. Kevin, what about you? Do you like to go Black Friday shopping?
Not really. I've done it one time, and that was enough for me. I mean, being in the freezing cold in the middle of the night, 2 a.m, waiting for, like you said, a $50 TV that, probably will burn up within the first 3 months, when you plug it in. But yeah, it is fun watching the people and watching people just absolutely destroy the shelves. And I think they've probably done a little better job, from what I've heard, with people that will, hand out some tickets and stuff like that, but maybe not. But yeah, I usually would go to Best Buy because that's kind of where they would have some pretty good deals on video games or movies, things like that. Memory cards, things, those kind of things. But I do like looking at the ads. Those are always fun to look through when they come out, just to see, what kind of things they're promoting and things like that for, the early bird shopper.
Yeah,
and
that's 5 a.m. guy.
And it's even morphed into, Thanksgiving Day now. So that makes it even crazier. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting when you drive by like somewhere at like Walmart on our way home from somewhere Thanksgiving night and it's packed already. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You can wait another 10 hours. But
Exactly.
hey, no. Lonnie's shaking his head. All right, Lonnie. So what about you? Where are you going on Black Friday if you're going out?
Well, before we moved to Arkansas 5 years ago, Black Friday was something big. It was like a holiday for us, right? So my brothers would come over, my wife would cook big pot of gumbo. We'll sit there, get all the ads out. Like Kevin said, we'll strategize, we'll make a plan. This is what we want. That's what we want. This is where we're going first. And we would head out that night, and we wouldn't come back sometimes till 6 a.m. I mean, we would actually catch breakfast at like Waffle House or something after we had a whole night of shopping. Like Jeff, I've seen fights for towels at Walmart. I've seen people grab TVs and run out the store at Walmart. I mean, it's just, I'm a little disappointed because now, Black Friday isn't the same. So now they start having sales way before they close the stores or they do stuff like that to try to take the excitement out. And now since I'm up here, my brothers don't come up here to go Black Friday shopping because there's basically nothing to shop here in Little Rock. But before then, in New Orleans, we would be there and we would Black Friday hard.
What's one of the best deals you ever got, Lonnie?
I think I bought like 2 TVs for like $250 a TV for like 255 inches. Did I need TVs? My wife's like, "Why are you getting that? You don't even need it." I don't need it, but it's a deal and I want it. And I bought them. And literally, I think I gave one to my dad for Christmas. The other one was sitting in the box like forever. And I would always get to Kevin's point, some games. Like there'll be a game system out there. So usually, I'll jump on an Xbox or something like that. I really honestly didn't even need a lot of the stuff. It's just I had to have it because it was Black Friday and it's a deal.
Yep.
I mean, that's just it. I'll be honest with you. And it's capitalism to the utmost. It's what makes America great.
It is.
Buying stuff you don't need.
Cheap electronics from China, right?
None says America like cheap electronics from China.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, John?
Oh,
with 5 kids, I can't imagine what shopping is like for you. Do you go out?
We used to always have a tradition of Katie and I would drop the kids off at her mom's at like 6 a.m. and we'd go to Target or wherever just kind of to see people. And I mean, we didn't really buy too much. Like I'm the type, I have no, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just like we get away from the kids. We go to Target for like an hour, walk around, go to breakfast, come home and wrap presents and stuff. Cause we usually by this point have bought most of our presents. So then we wrap them without the kids here and then go pick the kids up, go to lunch. And that's the end of it. I mean, for me, I have no willpower, so I can't wait till something's on sale. Like if I want a TV or a video game, I go buy the TV or the video game. And yeah, maybe I didn't save that $4, but it's worth it to not have to fight some old lady for it who's trying to get it for her grandson. But our first condo that we bought together was right across the street from a Best Buy. And Thanksgiving night, we always had fun after a few drinks of just watching these people line up and like put their tents out at midnight. And these people were insane. Yeah. And like Lonnie, like you said, they're walking out of there with all these TVs at 5 a.m, whatever time they open up. Like, whew. But
the good old days, lining up in front of Best Buy.
Yeah.
Hot cocoa. Yeah.
Now we have the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Internet messed all of it up. Jeff Bezos is the devil.
Yeah. But I mean, I can order it today and have it tomorrow. And that to me, the convenience is worth not saving all that money and not having to fight people. Katie did push a guy out of the way one time to get like a Dyson. We wanted a Dyson vacuum. It was on sale for like half price, and those things are expensive. So there was one left, and she just kind of like went into linebacker mode and just kind of grabbed it and ran away as this guy was like looking at it and talking to his wife about it.
Must establish dominance. That's what I'm talking about, man. You seize the opportunity. That's what Black Friday is about, man. You seize it.
She quickly just hand it to you because they're not going to try to take it off of you.
Yeah.
They would try to take it from her.
And then the guy turns around and I'm standing there with this vacuum like, I don't even know what the heck this thing is.
He's like, never mind, you can have it.
Yeah. Well, that's the benefit of being a large man. People don't mess with you, even though they don't know that I've never been in a fight. They
Right?
don't know that I'm too afraid to get hit. So I would have just given it to the guy.
Wait, you've
Oh,
never been in a fight, John, at all?
not okay. This may take away the family rating. I've never been in a one-on-one fight or any type of fight while sober. The only fights I've ever been in were
the
like
key.
in college at bars. And it was usually like an idiot buddy, like hitting on some guy's girlfriend or something, and then pulling the rest of us into a melee. So yeah, Jody has been in a fight. This could be a whole episode.
That's a good first question.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap up Black Friday shopping.
Okay. So no, I mean, I guess more likely to be in a fight the night before Thanksgiving. But I don't like that night either because I have a million kids, and what am I going to do? Go to the bar? That's just doesn't work out. But
It reminds me a lot. It reminds me a lot of Run Disney too. Waiting in line to get into the expo too. That whole thing.
Yeah, you don't need that in your life. Like,
No.
I'm too old for that. So, all right. So that's good. So we kind of got warmed up with a little bit of Thanksgiving shopping talk. But now what we're going to focus on tonight is talking about the things that we're thankful for or grateful for about Disney. So, some of the things that bring joy to our lives and really, what we really appreciate about Disney World and the Disney company in general. All right, Jody, let's kick off with you. What's something you're really thankful for with Disney this year?
Well, I'm thankful for the changes they're making for the future. There are some things that are on the horizon that make me really happy that they've listened to their guests and that they're making some of those changes, including park hopping restrictions not being 2:00. I always thought that was so silly. You're paying for that benefit of park hopping, but really you can't use it when you want to. So that makes me really happy. They're bringing the dining plan back for those who like that. I think that's another great benefit and another win for the people who are visiting the parks. So I think they're doing some things. They're losing. For some guests, they're losing the park reservation systems. Maybe not for a lot of us on this call, but I don't know. I think they're making some positive changes, and I think they're trying to go back to the way it was or bring back some of that. Do I think that they've gotten all the way there? No, but we're focusing on the good stuff and what we're thankful for. So I'm thankful that they're listening to their consumer and that they're trying to make some changes that are going to make our lives a little easier.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome that they're doing that too. And I think it all kind of started when they brought back Iger. When he came back in, he kind of brought back, I think, some respect from the cast members and just a lot of that. I don't even know what the right word is, I guess, but just caring about what people think and trying to shape the company a little bit more towards guest service and bringing some of that magic back to people. So, all right, Kevin, what do you got that you're thankful for?
I like the fact that they have races. I mean, I'm thankful for Run Disney, and I mean, if it hadn't been for that and having that, I would have never met you guys probably, and the Lizards and everybody else. I mean, I'm thankful for being able to have the opportunity to go and run and see kind of the back side of the parks and things that you would probably never get to see without some kind of special tour or something like that. I mean, that's something that I really enjoy about it, and it's something that I didn't even know about until 2015. So it's pretty big one for me.
Yeah, that's an awesome one, Kevin. I had that on my list too. Run Disney and the Lizards, and just kind of like you said. I mean, I never would have met any of you guys, and made a lot of really good friends through Run Disney events and the training for it, kind of connecting, and so that's awesome. And it's so much more fun than running a local race, just because of all the everything, the fireworks, the characters, and sneaking down to Disney without the kids is a pretty good time too. So, all right, Lonnie, what are you thankful for?
Well, I think Kevin hit the nail on the head in regards to Run Disney. Thankful for that. Thankful for the feelings I get when I'm actually in the parks, right? I mean, it's a way to kind of escape reality, right? And go into your happy place. That's something, the family time that we get. I love when I go with my family, but I also love when I go, a couple trip or even a single trip. So there's not ever a bad time I've been at Disney, right? So I think just overall, all the feels that you get when you cross under, that pole, that entrance way, and you go into on property, right? So Disney overall is just my happy place, and I'm thankful for it.
That's a really good one. And
Yeah.
just that feeling you get that you can be a kid, again, and not have to, really hold back. I mean, you can be pretending like you're a kid and it's all accepted and it's fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot better than my regular day life where I act like a 14-year-old boy all the time and get made fun of for it. At Disney, it's just normal. So
That's right.
You're
that's
expected
fun.
to act like that at Disney.
Yeah. It's great. It really just fits. No, that's a good one, Lonnie. I had Disney Magic on my list as well. Just kind of like you said, you get there and you just feel awesome.
Yeah.
And there's you have no worries. You're in the bubble, and it's a feeling like there's a reason they say welcome home when you come back from the parks to your resort and that type of thing. So I love it. Jeff, what do you got? What's something you're thankful for?
Mine kind of ties into Lonnie and Kevin both. I'm thankful that there's just so much you can do, that it's a generational trip for anybody. You have grandparents to parents to grandkids to great grandkids. You can go commando all day long and ride every ride and go rope drop to fireworks, or you can just sit on a bench and just enjoy things and watch parades and see shows and still have a great time. It doesn't matter what you do. Any age can have fun there. Every trip for me is different. So it's just, there's always something I can do that's different where I can still enjoy myself regardless of how many times I've been there.
That's a really good one. And I don't think a lot of people really realize that until they've gone and done multiple trips and just not worried so much about, riding every single ride. But, that's really good that you can go and have it, a little bit different every time like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the multi-generational portion of it, there's easy ways for people who are older or younger and can't go commando all day like you, Jeff. Maybe they have chafing issues out there in the heat. I don't know, but they can go back to the resort and hang out at the pool, and there's awesome pools. They can go check out some of the shows. Go sit in Hall of Presidents for 20 minutes and go see the land, whatever. Those type of kind of sit down, relaxing events.
Yeah, I mean, you can go sit in the back of a car and share a milkshake and a hamburger.
You can definitely do that.
With a loved one.
That's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more magical than that.
Nothing. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Not.
I wasn't a part of it, but I've heard. I've seen the results of that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So one of the things I'm really thankful for and what kind of got me into Disney was the fact that they take food allergies so seriously. I think I mentioned a lot that my daughter and I both have celiac disease, so we can't have like any type of gluten, even like we're talking like 20 parts per million. So that's like somebody touches something and touches our food. And Disney, we've never felt unsafe. For as many trips as we've been on, I've never got sick eating out there, which is a pretty common occurrence if I eat out pretty much anywhere else. So it's something that really means a lot to us. And the cast members are so knowledgeable and so helpful. And to be honest, it's like that, even taking food allergies out of it. If you don't see something on the menu that you like, they will talk to you about it and find something that's a good option for you. And the chefs are creative and the servers are amazing about going and finding things out for you. So I think that's one of the things that I really love about Disney is just how careful they are with that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like, they're very inclusive with that kind of stuff. And they want to make sure everybody has a good time and stays safe. And, that's something as critical to a trip as food, you don't have to even worry about, which is amazing. So that's probably that's what got us into Disney, to be honest, was we went with my daughter the first time and we were like, holy moly, we don't have to worry about her being sick after a meal every time. So that's one of my things. All right. So let's see, Jeff, what else are you thankful for?
I am thankful that the barges are mostly gone at the Epcot Lagoon.
No more
That's a good
tacos.
one.
Right. That was a rough couple years, and I'm glad they saw their error of their ways. And I wish they would permanently leave Epcot forever, but I realize that's just my pipe dream of reality there. So we'll be looking forward to the new show, but for the most part, the giant tacos and barges are no longer the eyesore.
But were they really an eyesore? Every
Yep.
time you look at it, didn't you think of Stargate and just how
Yes.
amazing they were?
The
I was
only
waiting.
thing
I
that-
was waiting for the invasion to start. It would come through that gate.
Right. Yeah. So I just watched it all the time intently, thinking a whole army was going to come through there.
The only thing that could have made that better is if Goofy was jumping through it and if it was lit on fire. And he's just like taking a ski jump right through the Stargate
Yeah.
as they're playing music.
What if like Duke
That'd be
Kaboom
pretty
was
cool.
on it, like
Right?
I mean,
through a flaming circle? That'd be amazing.
yeah, yeah.
That could have it probably still wouldn't even saved it, but it would have made it more interesting.
Dude, I don't know. We've talked about it before. I love that show. I liked it.
Jeff, you got to admit, during the Run Disney races, man, when they had those things lit up and they had the Run Disney
Marathon
emblem
Weekend
and
and
all that
yeah,
stuff in there,
cool.
that was
That
pretty
was-
cool, man. You got to admit.
That was.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's one of those things I didn't know I needed. You know, if it wasn't there, I wouldn't have known it was okay.
Got you. Well, that
Okay,
makes sense,
that's
though.
fair.
That makes sense. Mhm.
All right. Well, that's a good one, Jeff. I think a lot of people agree with you because the sight lines are much better in World Showcase now. But unfortunately, we don't have the little spinning ball with the lasers on the mist. I don't
Mhm.
know.
I like
Whatever.
that.
I did too, but like you said, during the day, it's not the best thing to look at.
Mhm.
All right. So, Lonnie, what else do you got that you're thankful for?
Man, I'm thankful for Blue Sky Concepts because that just gives me hope that the park is evolving and changing, and hopefully they'll take some of those things and incorporate them. So the fact that they're looking toward the future, the fact that the investments that they're going to make, even though I think at the last investor conference it's more of toward the back end, right? It's going to be a slow scale up, and then it's going to be a big spend, capital spends at the end. But still, I'm thankful that they're thinking about how to make the park successful and new for years to come.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's really cool to see things coming and changing and adapting to, the new, everything new going on in the world. But I mean, even like, when you look at Tron, that was something that has been talked about for a while and finally opened, and it's awesome. So I just wish they had more fidelity around some of the ideas that they shared. Like
Yeah.
some of them, it seems like you get so excited and then you're like, wait a minute, that may never actually happen.
Yeah.
So
The
but-
thing about it is, and I always said this, Disney fans or Disney is in a precarious situation themselves, right? Because you got Disney fans who, if you change one thing in the park, they're like, oh, you're killing my childhood. Walt is rolling over in his grave, but if you don't change anything, oh, is this the same? I'm going to Universal. So they're really in a bad situation, right? I mean, it's a no-win situation for most people. Walt always said that the parks would always evolve and they'll never be the same. But I think some people just want it to never change, but they want new stuff. Just don't mess with my old stuff. So it's one of those things that they really, the Imagineers, I mean, they try their best, but you can't win for losing. You really can't. But overall, to your point too, John, because you make a very good point, I wish they put a little bit more teeth in the Blue Sky Concepts, right? Not saying we're thinking about this, but this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to do it. But
yeah. And even if it's 10 years out,
Yeah.
like at least let's start to see what's really going to happen.
Oh yeah, I mean 10 years. That's how that was how long it took to build Tron, right? Wasn't it 10, 11?
I think it was
I don't
15.
remember. 15.
At
Yeah,
least.
there you go. It's worth it. Don't get me wrong. By 2 is worth it as well. So I mean, it
Yeah.
took a while, but it's worth it.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. That's a good one, Lonnie. Jody, what do you got that you're thankful for?
I have cast members. I think that they have just had, since post-COVID, they've just really taken a lot of hits and a lot of negativity and nastiness for things that they weren't responsible for. They were just enforcing the rules that were given to them. And they've really had some tough times there, and weren't given the respect or the thanks that they deserved because they work long hours and they don't make a lot of money. And I just think cast members just really, they truly want you to have a good time, and they are there to try to make your experience the best. And I'm thankful for them and what they do to make our trips even better. Whether it's a smile and a have a good day, or if it's a hey, here's a free ice cream bar, and everything in between. Even the one, the ones who are there cleaning the bathrooms, making sure that there are always paper towels and all that stuff. They really work hard, and I think there's a love and a passion for what they do. And again, I think during the COVID years, it was pretty hard for them. And I think that I've just noticed the last trip or so, they seem happier and just lighter, I guess is the way I would explain it. And I feel like, I'm just thankful for all that they've done, because I think they're finally now on an upswing of joy. And I think it's showing.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too. We noticed that in March when we were there, that it was a huge difference from when we had went a year earlier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of it was COVID restrictions and stuff had been lifted to a point, and that has to help, because like you said, then the guests are in a better mood too. But I think the cast members really were going out of their way to make the kids feel special and just make it a magical experience for everybody, which was awesome.
Good point.
All right, so Jody, I had that one on my list too, so I'm glad you brought it up, because that's a pretty big part that can make your trip even more amazing than it's already going to be when those cast members go out of their way. All right, Kevin, what else do you got on your list of things you're thankful for?
So I'll list two real quick, because one of them is just a one-time thing, or one quick thing, that they finally brought Figment into Epcot to where you can meet him. I mean, I'm very thankful for that, and thankful that I was able to get him. And if he would have walked away, I might have had to tackle him, but I didn't want to. So I'm thankful that he stuck around and let me meet him, and that was the highlight of my trip back in October. But the big one for me is, and this probably won't get a whole lot of love. It depends on who the fans are, that kind of thing. But I'm glad that Disney has taken over Star Wars. Some people aren't happy about that, but I am happy about it, because I feel like they're learning and they're going through their steps and that kind of thing. And there's been a lot of good things released, a lot of promise there. They've got the Galaxy's Edge at the parks. They've got a lot of really cool things coming out. I think they've found Filoni and put him in the driver's seat on a lot of good things. And then that leading into Disney Plus, and I think they breathed some life into Star Wars. It was getting kind of other than Clone Wars getting started, there wasn't a whole lot, in the early 2000s. It kind of ended after Revenge of the Sith, and so there wasn't a whole lot on the horizon. And I think having a bigger company like Disney leading that charge, they have the capital to be able to put into it what it needs to be to expand the universe to where it can go on, and it doesn't have to just end with the Skywalkers. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's cool. They've got the capital, but they've also got the storytelling, I guess, knowledge and experience too, right? To really bring that new content forward and have it still be true to, I guess, kind of everything that came before it. So yeah, I feel the same way about Marvel with them, that they've really done an awesome job. Yeah, like bringing that in has been amazing. So yeah, that's really cool. And I was going to mention too, Disney Plus as one that I'm really just thankful for in general. It gives you access to all those old movies like we talked about on our last episode, right?
We gotta, that's a challenge. Remember we said we were going to watch one of those. I
have not yet. I finally watched the second episode of Loki though. So I'm starting to get my way through some of the series I want to watch.
Second episode of Loki season 1 or season 2?
Yeah. Yeah. So no, but I love Disney Plus. And I like some of the behind the scenes content they put out there too.
Mhm.
Like there's some of the Imagineering shows, and there's shows about like Animal Kingdom and how they treat the animals, and it's really cool to see, things like that that you wouldn't normally get to see on TV. And it's produced by Disney, so the quality is good and that type of thing. So I love that, and that's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite streaming service. Plus, it has Bluey, so
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You can't go wrong.
I'm
I
surprised that wasn't the first thing you said you were thankful for.
so it was the first thing on my list. But no, so it kind of the Disney Plus discussion brings me to Bluey. I'll talk about that now, I guess, instead of waiting. But so I love Bluey, and I think it makes me a better parent. I think the games they play, it's like some of those games are so fun to play with the kids. Like we were playing, what is it, Alice? Or no, what was? Oh my gosh, now I forget. What's the Tina? We were playing Tina today, where like the girls would be like, Tina, make daddy lay on the ground. And then Tina would push me down on the ground because she's their giant invisible friend. Just stuff like that. Daddy Robot, we play all the time. Whale watching, we did the other day. Like just stuff like that. It gives you these little tiny ideas of something so fun to play with your kids. And it's cool because it's got enough adult humor, not like Simpsons type adult humor, but enough
Right.
jokes that like about parenting itself, right? And like
Mhm.
some of the stuff you have to go through to be a parent. But then the kid jokes are hilarious too. So plus
Mhm.
8-minute episodes fits my attention span perfectly. Like some of these shows like Loki, the reason I've only watched 2 episodes, I don't have 45 minutes straight where I can watch TV at any point during my day. So
Kind of have to
having
focus on what they're saying too, because otherwise you'll be lost.
yeah.
So
So yeah, and that's the thing is like so it's nice to have a show like that that's so real and funny and just shows like what real good parents are like, and it's not the sitcom parents that like the dad's a total goofball and doesn't get engaged with his kids, and it's not super serious either. I don't know,
Mhm.
I love that show so much for so many reasons.
I have a random Bluey question. So Riley said over the weekend that there's a 24-minute Bluey episode coming out soon. How are you going to handle this?
I don't know. Jody,
We've
Jody
wondered.
emailed me about this. A link from I think Kenny the Pirate had a story about it, right? And so that was the first thing I thought, though. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know
It's
how I
like
feel
3
about
Blueys
this.
in a row.
Yeah, I mean, usually it stays on repeat anyway, right? So
Right.
it doesn't make a difference. He says he loves Bluey. I know he does. I love Bluey as well. And even though it's only like 8 to 10 minutes, you don't watch just one, right? You can't watch
No,
just one.
you don't.
You
But
can't.
that break at the end of the
Mhm.
episode resets my attention span, right?
It does. It does.
So
So John, give me your top 2 favorite Bluey episodes.
okay, Smoochie Kiss is number 1.
Okay.
I feel like that if they would have taken a camera crew and followed me around my house, that is exactly what they would see, is just my kids trying to stop me from getting a smoochie kiss.
Okay.
So there's that one. That's
Mhm.
one of my favorite. And then, gosh, okay, so I think Unicorse is
Okay.
definitely up there because I love how annoying Bandit is with the little unicorn puppet. I just love it. I don't know. So that's probably my other favorite one, I would say. But
Mhm.
Smoochie Kiss is like it's like way up there, and then Unicorse is a distant second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are good ones. Those are good ones.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
them.
What about you,
Um,
Lonnie? What's yours?
You know what? They change all the time. But I love Grumpy Granny. That's when Muffin was, that's so that one has risen to the top, right? Because every time I watch it, it gets funnier and funnier. So I love that because I love Muffin and Facey Time because that's Muffin as well. Muffin is one of those characters that you kind of because you remember that when Muffin was the cowboy hat when you remember that, John, was like cow, don't say cowboy hat again. And she's like cow boy hat, and she's running from the dad and she's, but the parenting part of it was when actually the mom and dad, Muffin's mom and dad, she actually stopped him from actually disciplining them. And she was like, look, I'm a dad too. You got to let me help out. And then Bandit was like muted because they're having a private conversation. And at the end, you see those Muffin's parents coming together, right? And they hug and they like, they reaffirm each other. And then they go out and they try to catch Muffin, which you can't catch Muffin because she's his Muffin. So that's my two favorites for now. Tomorrow to be something different because I
Yeah.
love all of them.
Grumpy Grannies, though. Oh my god,
That's my
it's so good. It's so good. Muffin just like arguing with that lady about buying the scooter.
yeah. You got Jody. You got to watch that one. I know you like. I don't watch Bluey. You got to watch Grumpy Granny. It is hilarious.
Yeah. Whenever anybody drops like a coin in my house, we're like, my coin. You better get 'em. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
You know what? God, there's so many things too. Like Bandit does that I do now at home too. Like ice cream, the ice cream episode.
Oh,
When they
when
kept
she
saying, well,
said,
that's not fair.
look
He's
at those quads. You know that she's picking them up, put it in the car. It's like, look at those quads.
It's just there's so many good, yeah. And it's like the whole episode is like, that's not fair. He's like, no, actually, it's entirely fair.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah. This did spin out quickly. This has become a Bluey episode.
I'm sorry.
All right.
John and I are gonna have our own Bluey conversation after this. John, stay on. Let's talk about
right.
Bluey, man, after.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so we'll move on. We're all thankful for Bluey. All right, so going back through, let's see, Lonnie, what else do you got that you're thankful for?
You know, I'm thankful that every trip to Disney is different. You know, I had my daughter had her first run Disney race. She loved it. So it was a daddy-daughter trip for most of the time. But then I'm thankful that, you know, Jeff came aboard and changed our whole trip. And it was for the better, right? It was, so we hung out with Jeff for a day. We did a lot of cool things. Every Disney trip is different. You can make it where you're blowing and going and you're trying to see as much as you can. You can do this, or you can make it when you could just relax and take it easy and stroll around or people watch. I mean, Disney is such that you can actually create the vacation you want each time. And it could be different. And I love that about it.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you can make it that way too. You know, it can naturally become a different trip, or you can just totally choose, you know, we're going to do something completely different this time. I love it. Nice. All right. Jody, what else do you got on your list that you're thankful for?
So my final one is a little, oh, you're gonna make fun of me, but it's the community. It's finding like-minded friends who don't think it's weird to be an adult and to like Disney and to want to go on trips together and spend time together and to know that wanting to go back year after year and spend this community is and there are some parts of this community that cannot be so pretty. I mean, I've seen stuff online where people can be pretty nasty to other Disney fans, but I think for the most part, our community, the Disney with the Ducks and the other ones that we're a part of, I think we're all pretty nice. Like, we're encouraging and supportive, and we like to learn from each other and like to hear about each other's trips and support each other. But this community and this friendships that we've created, again, our little podcast group, but larger, it's special. And everyone says, you know, don't meet people on the internet and be careful of what you do on the internet. But my life is better because of it, and better because of all of you and the friendships that we've made and the experiences that we've had. I mean, I love going on my trips with my family, and I love building those memories too. But there's really something incredibly good for the soul to be around other good people who lift you up. So the community.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Jody, is like Kevin kind of mentioned earlier with the running community and stuff, the Run Disney community, but Disney as a whole, the community can be so supportive. Like, I mean, I've met some of my closest friends through Disney, and a lot of people I hadn't even met in person until a year after I knew them. And some people I still haven't met yet, and I would still consider them really good friends. So it's really cool when you can find a group like that of, just like you said, like-minded people, love one thing in common, and all of our lives are completely different. You know, you come from different places all over the country and different beliefs and everything else, and you get that one common thing to kind of thread you all together. So that is pretty awesome. All right, Kevin, what else is on your list of things you're grateful for?
Okay. I'm thankful for Disney being a company that fosters very, very strongly creativity. And so, I mean, to almost create their own their own branch of engineering that ties all the engineering together, become Imagineers, and it's just they foster that kind of creativity that you don't always get in the engineering side. As an engineer, you have a lot of things that kind of stand in the way of you kind of just thinking outside the box. And I think that Disney does a really good job of creating that sandbox for thinkers and doers that and it also sets really good examples for kids as they're coming up. I mean, it was because of Disney that I became an engineer. I mean, that's the creativity that's there. I mean, whether you're artistic or whether you're more of a structural thinker or, that kind of thing. I mean, it's just really wide open. And I feel like that, I haven't worked for Disney, but I feel like that they probably have a really good program where they do a lot of really cool brainstorming ideas on new things, and you see some of that with the Blue Sky and that kind of thing. And unfortunately, not everything comes to an actual living, breathing thing, but it's really cool that they have that set up where people can kind of go above and beyond what's expected in other places, and it's become a kind of a hallmark, not just of how other companies should run, but also how it's really changed the engineering field and the way people look at different things. I mean, for one example, I do a lot of work with stormwater, and they do a lot of really good stormwater management at Disney. The one thing you never see at Disney is a mosquito, and so and that's because of good stormwater management. I mean, they built a theme park in a swamp in Florida, and you don't see a single mosquito, and that's because of how creative they were with building a place that you can escape to your childhood in, but at the same time, it's functional, and it kind of goes above and beyond what a lot of other places would do. So
Yeah, it's like they're given permission to dream and explore and try and push the boundaries a little bit, where
right.
other companies, you have to stay within the mold, and they get a little more freedom to explore. So that's gotta be
With Walt Disney looking at the land that Walt Disney World is built on. I mean, at the time it was considered wasteland almost, and he had that vision and was able to turn something that was unusable into what it is today. So it's pretty inspiring.
He created a whole economy in Central Florida, which is nuts.
In a swamp.
Yeah.
So,
it's insane. But yeah, no, that's awesome, Kevin. And like you said, I mean, it inspires kids, right? Because there are those kids out there that have the engineering mindset, but also want to explore things creatively. And it gives you a place where you can do that. And that's really cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Jeff, are there any other items on your list that you're thankful for?
Most of mine have been covered through everything else. Just kind of elaborate a little bit more. John, you mentioned Disney Plus before we went into our little Bluey tangent, but I like just the ability of the vault being mostly, not completely, but mostly fully open. Old things from my childhood that you'd see on Wide World of Disney or Wonderful World of Disney or whatever that was. Old VHS tapes we used to get at the library, like Davy Crockett and things like that. We can still just turn on and watch whenever we want, just to kind of see some of the old things. We've all kind of touched on the friends that we've made and the communities that are out there. I'm very thankful for that. I'm probably most thankful though for like the Mickey ice cream sandwiches. So I think that's the perfect way for me to end, is the Mickey ice cream sandwich.
I thought you were going to say the lobster mac and cheese.
If it was shaped in Mickey, I probably would. That's a good idea now that I think about it. They need to have bowls that are Mickey shaped for all their foods like that. Right? That shouldn't be that hard to do. Right. Jody, that's a great idea. So it would be the lobster mac and cheese if it was Mickey shaped.
Okay.
So Jeff, I think we have a new job for you now. You could become an Imagineer in the culinary area of Disney.
You don't want me anywhere near a kitchen, John.
It's actually more like ceramics and
That's
glass.
probably worse.
That would be where we want him, so he can create the bowl, the mechanism for the lobster mac and cheese to get in. Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay. I think I only have a couple of things left too, and mine, all the things I have left kind of have a common thread of being involved with the senses. So I love the music at Disney, not just at the parks, but all of the Disney music is so fun. And as someone who's like played music in one way or another my entire life, it's just something that I think drew me into Disney as a kid. With Aladdin and Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, all those, Lion King, they had such amazing soundtracks. And I think I've said before, like Alan Menken is one of my favorite humans. I just love everything he's done.
Sorry to interrupt, but we just had 7th and 8th grade chorus concert, which was super cute. There were maybe 25 boys for 7th and 8th grade and about 250 girls. So it was pretty funny. But they did Disney songs. The girls did the song from Brave. I can't think of it now. But anyway, and then the boys did Be a Man from Mulan, which was just, kind of cute because there were a few of them. But I agree. The music from Disney, it's such a masterpiece. I mean, it really is so well done. I mean, talk about talent. I mean,
yeah, and it's like, it's not just the movies. It's, you look at the parks, and I mean, I'll sit there and listen to the parks loops in the background while I work, or while we're doing things around the house and stuff, because it just gives you that feeling of being there and brings some of that magic home. So that's one of my things. Another one is the smells. So I love Disney smells. Last week I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from one of the candle companies that makes, Disney scented stuff. So I'm super pumped about that. I got like wax melts, and I've got candles, and I've got essential oils to diffuse. So I love the smells there. You walk into each resort and it's unique and it smells completely different. You go to the Poly and you smell like I've never been to Hawaii, but I assume all of Hawaii smells just like Disney's Polynesian. But then you go to Wilderness Lodge and you've got like something like, musky and woody, and it's fun. I don't know. I love it. So that's something too. And then the last thing, I mean, really the thing I'm most thankful for with Disney is my taste buds when the Lapu Lapu hits my tongue.
Oh my gosh, you got Bluey and Lapu Lapu into one episode.
Yeah, it's my dream come true. I was made for this. But no, and honestly, the Lapu Lapu is really good. But I think the reason I love it so much is because of the memories it brings back of being at Ohana with my kids and with Katie, and we've met friends there, and we've stayed there a lot because that was our home resort for the first couple of years we had DVC. So it's more than just the drink itself; it's the memories attached to it. But it's also walking around the Polynesian with a giant pineapple and everybody looking at you like, what is this dude doing? And you get the people who look at you in disgust because you're drinking out of a pineapple. And you have the people that look at you in amazement and ask you, where did you get that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And for just $25 or so, you can have one of your own.
You too.
Yeah.
Can have this.
But like you say, Lonnie, it's not your money. It's Mickey's money.
Exactly.
Just give it to him, But yeah, so that's really all I had on my list. Do you guys any of you have anything else that you didn't mention?
Yeah, I have one, John, and it's a little away from the park, but I'm thankful for Disney Cruise Line because to me, I go back and forth sometimes, and a lot of times actually, the cruise vacation is better than the park vacation for what it means, right? So, and what do you do, right? So, I really love Disney Cruise Line. My family does as well. We've been on other cruise ships. They don't hold a candle to Disney Cruise Line, in my opinion. So I am thankful for the cruise line and what you can do on it. So that's my final one.
I agree with you with that one.
It's Jody approved.
It is Jody approved.
the more and more I think about it, I need to experience one of these cruises. So if any of you want to adopt a couple of kids, that would help me. Because
a couple?
Well, probably 4 of the 5. Yeah. Like I can afford to take me and one, maybe 2.
Crosby can probably go free. So
No, he's 2. I think.
ah,
I don't know. I mean, he definitely can't fly
Yeah,
for free.
no,
I assume
yeah.
Disney's. Yeah, Disney's not letting that one go.
So, John, I think this could be the original Hunger Games. You can just put them in a room and say whoever comes out the room
Yeah.
gets to go on the cruise line with
There
me
we
to
go.
Disney, and let's
Yeah,
let
that's
them,
where like
just,
Crosby walks in with a bag of wheat, just ready
Yeah.
to take out Tara.
just
Terrible.
having that. Just shut the door. All you hear is the bumping around. You hear screams of help.
Yeah.
You hear this,
Crosby's
that, and
hands
then
up.
finally, one walks out. It's like Thunderdome.
Yeah.
5 enter, 1 leave.
You're
You
the
go.
one.
And whatever
Oh,
that is, you're like, I'm so proud of you. Pack your stuff. Pack your bag. We're going.
We're going on a cruise. Oh boy, that's one way to do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that under advisement and see how we can do this without CPS getting involved.
Film it. By the
it-
way, film it.
It might have to be like a high stakes Yahtzee game or something.
Mm-mm.
No, it has to be.
It's
that's
like a
not
Highlander.
rocking
There can be only one.
I'll have a pile of weapons in the middle of the room, like Nerf guns and boards.
Yeah, and if you really want to get it, play the soundtrack for Star Trek when Kirk was about to fight somebody. Dun 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 dun. Kevin knows. Let him go at it, man. Let him go at it.
Hmm.
There you go.
I don't think I'm old enough for Star Trek. Sorry, Lonnie.
You can watch
Yeah.
that too, man. You can catch some of those. Oh,
But yeah, in all my free time, I can watch 27 seasons of Star Trek going back to the 60s or whatever. Oh boy. All right. Well, that was fun. I love talking about things that we're grateful for and kind of all the positive talk we had today. It's amazing how many memories and stuff can be attached to a place like that. And it keeps us coming back. So they're doing something right. But with that, we will give our listeners something to be thankful for, and that is the giggles that we're about to provide in Quacking Up with the Ducks. So, Kevin, what do you got for us tonight? What can make
Since
us
we're
quack up?
talking about Thanksgiving and that kind of thing, and what goes along with it is turkey. So, what did the leftover turkey say?
What?
Make me a sandwich.
Like, oh, I will. Boom, your sandwich. So wait, real quick sidebar. Are you guys, how do you make your turkey sandwiches? Because I'm like cold on white bread with mayo. Not mayo, Miracle Whip. That's my thing. Extra Miracle Whip, just plain bread and the cold turkey. What do you guys do?
Just
Not
pepper.
that.
No, not that. What do you do then?
Turkey and wheat bread with something.
A
I don't
lot of
put-
people heat it up with like gravy and stuff, and I mean that's good. Make it like a hot open face sandwich or something. But no, not me. Okay, I was just curious. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Jody, can you make us quack up?
No, not really, but so what side of the turkey has more feathers?
I don't
The
know which
outside.
one.
The outside.
Oh, Jeff was right.
Yeah, good job.
That's
Jeff.
true.
So stupid, but I had to come up with a Thanksgiving one, and they were all like not very fun.
Good Thanksgiving.
Oh man, Lonnie, what do you got?
Well, I don't have a joke tonight, guys, but I do have a bit of bad news. So I ended up having to go to the doctor last week, the optometrist, because I was having trouble seeing, and he told me that I was colorblind. And it's crazy because that news came out of the orange.
All right, Jeff, what do you got for us?
So, what is a turkey's favorite horror movie?
I don't know what.
Mhm.
Poultrygeist.
Oh, boy.
Go into the light, turkey. Go into the light.
I'm gonna just I'm going with the turkey joke too. Why was the turkey asked to join the band?
Because he had the drumsticks.
Yes.
Nice.
It's only because I've been looking at Thanksgiving jokes for like a while that I knew that one.
And there's only about 50 of them. So yeah, so it's like you see the same ones over and over.
Yep. Yep, you do. Over and over and over again.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Well, if you've stuck with us this long, thank you so much. And if you could please go out and give us 5 stars.
We would be thankful.
Yeah, we would be very thankful. And it would help make others happy. So they would be thankful to you for the algorithm pushing them to our show by your 5-star review. That might be a bit of a stretch, but hey, no, but we are very thankful for all of you guys, our listeners, and the people who have told us they like the show and support us, and all of our friends in the Disney community. So thank you guys so much for helping us get to our 92nd episode, maybe even to 93 or 94 at some point too. So, but thank you guys very much for all the support that you've given us over almost 2 years. Isn't that crazy?
Right?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Nuts.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right. Well, Kwaharini, everybody, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everybody.
friends.
Peace out.
Lonnie G. Does anyone else sing that when they say his name?
No.
I do.
Is it a song? Like a real song?
Yeah, I sing it like I sing the Aladdin song. Wait,
Prince
hold on.
Ali?
Prince Ali. Da, 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 da. Only I sing Lonnie G. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's my rhyme in my head.
Wow.